Good afternoon and evening, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to the coaching game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and
I'm Terry Yoffe, Coaches Creating Change. Here we are, new decade and a new year.
And the first show of the year, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna carry on with this old change theme because it seems like we just can't get enough of change.
Well, coaches creating change.
That's right.
And what could be more appropriate than a new decade and a new year?
I'm wondering why I think people are inspired to create change when something else changes. And maybe that's why we all say, oh, New Year's resolution, it's a new year, we're going to make a new life and all of that.
Yeah.
We're gonna inject a little bit of realism into that.
Yeah,
it won't be a totally new life, but it'll be on the path, right? On the path. Yeah.
You're right. And resolutions, I don't know, nobody ever sticks to resolutions.
Exactly. I think by the second week, 85% of people have broken their resolutions.
It's kind of a word that doesn't quite resonate.
What else can we call it?
I don't know. What about setting? Well, there's SMART goals, and there's also goal posts along the way.
Oh, milestones and goals.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not that you have to have one major, maybe you do, for the year. I mean, if you're changing a business or you're starting a business or you want to exercise more or diet, those are big. But how do you kind of chunk them down, maybe month by month?
I like that. So you know what? Pick your own word. It can be a goal. It can be a resolution. It can be a milestone.
Right.
It can be a marker.
Right.
It can be, what else can it be?
A plateau.
Yeah, it can be a plateau. It can be a step. It can be a step.
Exactly. Small steps getting to where you want to go.
And I think what we're recommending is rather than go for the whole thing and say, okay, by January I'm going to have all this done and a new life and how cool is 2020. I think we're going to talk about like how to really make some serious changes and how to do it so that it will resonate with you and it will stick with you and it will be something that you want to carry on.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Making change is never easy. Never easy. I have a quote. I have many quotes. I will not do all of them.
There's nothing new about this new year. Carrie loves quotes. Yeah.
By Ivan Haken, you need to learn from your mistakes to start a new beginning. So
I like that.
It's about seeing what you've done that you might want to change, but recognizing it. You can't make a change without recognizing perhaps the change is something that you're doing differently, right?
Yeah.
Or a change is in your behavior.
Or your perspective.
Your perspective.
Because on the radio show, which Terry's going to be the first guest of the year over there too.
Wow.
Yay! But on the radio show, we have a philosophy where if you change your perspective, you change your whole life.
Right.
It's just
that's
the life that you have. You can totally change it by just looking at it in a different way. But that's so interesting when you say you have to look at your mistakes. And Terry and I had a debate. Are we going to use the word failure? And we're not. But you also, if you don't address it and you don't acknowledge it, there's not a lot you can do with it.
Right, can't change it.
Exactly, because you won't know what you're really dealing with. So what we're recommending is, review the last year. Review 2019. And then, where did you come short in your challenges? Where did you not really do what you said you were going to do or do what you wanted to do or life changes and makes all kinds of crazy things. So the first thing would be to okay, what can we say that's positive? It's not fall short. Where are the learning opportunities? Aha.
Right. Where's the learning?
Coaches can always come through with something positive.
Right. Where's the learning? And I think a word that I love is about choice. If there's one word to take into any day, any year, is the word choice, that we get to make our own choices. Don't leave it up to anyone else. One choice can shift the whole dynamics of how you're looking at things.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, and one right choice, one not so right choice. But it's and not making a choice is also a choice. You choose to not make a choice. So whatever action you take or don't take can set the direction of the rest of your year, your week, your month, your decade. You know, I'm sure I can think back on choices that I made. It's like, was that a good one, or was that a not so hot one?
So, not to put you on the spot.
What? Not rehearsed. Yes.
No. What did you do last year? Maybe one thing that you're not going to repeat, that it was a lesson learned, and what didn't you do that you would want to do this year?
Well, I hate
not
to make
putting you on the spot.
No, yes you are, but it's okay. I can handle it. I think, in general, what I always have a tendency to do, but I caught myself more last year, but I still did it, is like I will hesitate and I will say, okay, my opinion, everybody else has their opinion, my opinion is not that important, so I will refrain from saying what I think and saying what I need and saying what I want, you know? So I think there were a couple times when I did that, and it was like I self-corrected eventually. And when I did, it was like, wow, this is so cool, you know? I actually said what I needed and set some boundaries. But it's like, in retrospect, it's like, you could have done that so much earlier. It saved yourself a little grief. And so I think that would be the one thing. It would be trusting
yourself.
Yeah, trusting myself. And if I think it, I don't want to blurt stuff out all the time. But if I think it's you know, what I've learned is I've got a lot of great experience. I've got a lot of years under my belt as the decades go on, and it's like, you know what, that's worth something. That's really worth something. And so it doesn't, I'm not stating my viewpoints for everybody to go, yay, that was the best viewpoint in the world. I'm stating it because this is how I see it, and that may be valuable, it may not, and either way is okay. Yeah. So I think not being so hesitant to speak up would be mine. Wow. All right, now I'm putting you right back on that spot.
You didn't answer what.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you want a specific?
Well, no. But the other part was what did you like, or what did you do that you're carrying forward? What was the success?
The success was, it's like just trusting that my opinion has value, even if it's only to me. It's okay to state it, and it's so much better. I recently had a call that I had to make, and it wasn't a comfortable call, but it was like, you know what, let's get it over with, and let's state it because it's something that I need to do. And once it was done, it was like, okay. So I think what I did that I liked was that I just confronted it head on. It was like, it's so easy to get distracted and make up excuses why you're not doing it. But it's like, just do it and then deal with the consequences. But meanwhile, if it's churning in your head, you really don't know, you're not getting anything done. It's just, So I think that would be mine. It would all reflect on, it would all reflect on that.
Great. Yeah.
How about you?
Me. I learned, actually, I had a couple of significant emotional events that made some shifts in me. One was, I tend to be control freak, and I don't do it with people, but it had to do with clients, and clients not keeping their word, and working through the full contract. You know, they sign a paper and they know what it is, and then when it's time for the 3 months to be over and the next 3 months to start, clients say, well, I don't want to go any further, I don't want to do it. And that's okay, but not to give a reason or not to want to talk about it. Really, I think it happened to me last year. And I went away and really thought about it, and really realized that I can't control what clients want to do. And if they don't want to complete and they don't want to be in integrity for how they deal with it, that's not on me. So that was a very big learning for me. Another one, I had a knee-jerk reaction over Christmas to something and caused quite a stir. It was a family situation. I'm not going to go into the details, but it was unnecessary, really unnecessary. And I don't usually work off of knee-jerk reactions, but this, and I really had to backpedal my way out of his family situation. And really had to take a look at that. So I had a personal and a professional, and those are two things I'm not going to be carrying into this year.
But that's interesting, because that's kind of what I was talking about. It's like, okay, you had a knee-jerk, and obviously you felt, oh, this was not the right thing to do, but you dealt with it. You know, it's like, okay, I got to deal with this.
I had no choice. I mean, it was family. And I think what I learned from the first one, the professional one, was it was very freeing to look at what I did and to just let it go, and to not ruminate over things I have no control over.
No control, and really not your job.
Right.
It's like the client has to take responsibility.
Right. And the minute I let that go, it was like a weight dropped off. So a good learning as I move into 2020.
Cool. All right, let me put you on the spot now. If you had to choose one word that you're going to carry into 2020, and we're already here now, but that you would say is going to dictate your 2020, what would that be? It could be an aspiration, it could be a reminder, it could be a mantra, it could be...
I think it would be, I don't know, we got a little music there.
Yeah, that's to spur you on and encourage you.
I don't really know. I like to think of my core values, and the two are really living in integrity and honesty and trust.
So integrity? Yeah, integrity and trust.
Being myself. In every way, and if I screw up, I screw up, and being the best I can be in every part of my life, including my coaching.
So you have Melania Trump's mantra: "Be best."
Well, okay, that I don't quite see that. But,
no, we'll go with integrity. Okay. Yeah, integrity and honesty.
I think that as coaches, we have there are so many coaches, and you hear about this one, and you hear about that one. Oh, that's doing that, and that's doing that, and we can get caught up in, oh, maybe I should be doing that, or maybe I should be doing that.
Right.
And I'm going to read, because this goes into the quote, which I didn't know, but she silently stepped out of the race that she never wanted to be in, found her own lane, and proceeded to win.
Wow.
So she, it's staying in your lane and doing what works for you, and bringing in your experience, your expertise, how you coach, who you are as a human being, and really staying there and growing and expanding, not looking out to see, ooh, who can I pick up from? And that, I think, is having trust and confidence in yourself and your abilities.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe belief, trust is good, integrity, all of those are cool.
Believing in yourself.
Believe.
Because I think in the end, when we look at coaching, people hire people they connect with.
I think so.
Who is the
person? And if not, you shouldn't hire them, really.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not the bells and whistles and all of that. I mean, certainly you have to have the credentials, but when it comes to having an intimate relationship with somebody, you want to be able to come into their sphere and feel safe and secure and know I can work with this person.
Yeah.
And not to lose sight of that.
So therefore, to piggyback on what Terry's saying is, it's so important to be yourself. It's so important to be true to yourself, because if you're going to bring what you think a coach should be to the table, it's going to be so exhausting to keep that up. So it's like, maybe you're not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay.
Right, but we take it personally.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we shouldn't, because we're not everybody's cup of tea.
No, and nor should we try to be.
People look for different things.
Should not try to be. Yeah.
Right. So that's a good shift in perspective for moving forward in 2020.
Well, the word I'm going to bring forth for 2020 and carry on, because I've already brought it forth, would be blessed. And that kind of ties into the question that you asked me. And it's like to realize all that I have right now, to realize the opportunities and challenges that you may not have met last year, but are going to meet this year, are all blessings, and they're all opportunities to move forward.
Love it.
Yeah, so that is going to be my word for
I love that,
for the decade, I think.
Another word I like is gratitude.
Yes,
which I don't say enough. Or use enough. It's gratitude.
I do in retrospect, but it's like at the time, it's like, oh, what am I doing? And it's like, no,
I try before I go to sleep at night to say my little prayer and to, what am I grateful for today?
Nice.
Try to look at some gratitude, some gratefulness.
You have a gratitude journal in your head. I like it.
Actually, I got that as a gift, a holiday gift.
A
little gratitude journal.
And now's the time to use it.
I haven't started it yet, but it was given to me by my family.
How nice.
As a little gratitude journal.
Everybody swears by them,
So I am going to start using it.
A resolution has been made, or whatever, a milestone, whatever we want to call it, has been made. Hallelujah.
So,
all right, you know what? Well, let's take that. I love it. And let's talk about how you make a goal. All right, so Terry has a goal that she's going to begin working in her gratitude journal. All right, so what we want to do, we're going to use the old SMART concept. For those of you who know, the old SMART thing.
Right.
But that really stands for specific, measured, achievable, reasonable, and time phased, or whatever.
Right.
So, if we're going to say, what does that mean when you say you're going to start writing in your journal?
Well, I have it on my desk.
Okay,
so
it's a start.
It's a start. I mean, it's there, so it's not hidden away or in a drawer to be forgotten. So it's.
If you had to measure, it's like how much are you going to write a paragraph?
It's already there. The journal already has the date and 3 lines
for each day. Okay, perfect. So
all you have to do is open it up. That would be the key, and to write one or two things.
Open it up.
Right.
All right, so it's already measured out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actionable. I mean,
it's specific. She's going to definitely write in the journal, and you're going to begin.
I should have begun January 1st, but I didn't.
But since it's not,
I'm going to start.
Okay, so you're going to start this
Probably
week.
Today.
Okay, tonight. Very good. Achievable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's 3 lines.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm writing a page.
Which makes it reasonable. It's like it's not going to kill her. Not going to kill her. And the time phase is, like when are you going to do it? You're going to do it at night, in the morning, when inspiration hits you?
Yeah, I think I should have a time. So I think I will do it in the evening. I'm at my desk, so when I will leave it right there.
Cool things that happen today.
Do it in the.
It's not a bad way
evening.
to end your day anyway.
Be grateful for what you had, what happened, etc.
Yeah. So that's what we really, and that's what coaches live on. We don't necessarily go through all those steps, but it's like rather than say, I'm going to start writing, it's like, where are you going to write? How are you going to write? What are you going to write? How often? And just really, if you have a goal, everybody has the goal, I'm going to lose weight. When are you going to start? How much do you want to lose per, and it could be for the year, for the day, whatever. Just really make it specific to you, so it has meaning, and you can measure and go, oh, check, I did it, or tomorrow I do better.
Like that. So I've tried to lose a few pounds, and in September I got
huge.
I actually got the Lose It app.
Ah, okay.
So I've been working off of that. That's every day you've got to input what you eat.
Consciousness,
It's all, and if you exercise and there's a place for exercise, that amount can go onto the calories, so you get extra calories.
That is specific. I love it.
Yeah, and every meal, everything you put in your mouth has to go every day. So they, you put the way it works out, and they count the calories. They give you a list. Was it 2 ounces? Was it 4 ounces? And you can kind of guess.
Yeah.
And then they spew out the calories. So I have like 1,200 calories a day. I don't even use that, which I should, but I don't. So I think 3 times, 4 times since September, and I'm doing it very slowly. I've gone over the 1,200 calories. Never, ever do I usually. So if you're going to eat dessert or you're going to eat bread, today at lunch I had some French fries, so I had to put that in. So you have to put everything, so it makes you really conscious.
Right. I think that's the trick, the consciousness part.
So
you don't have to do that specifically. That's a good one, though. I mean, that definitely is going to keep you on track.
Right.
But it could be, I'm going to add a bottle of water to my daily intake. It could be something simple like that, and then you line up 7 bottles of water, and at the end of the week, did you do it? Something. Just whatever you can measure, and whatever's going to make you conscious of it. And if you need a visual reminder, that's cool.
So it's being conscious. It's doing small steps. Like exercise. I write in my little daily whatever. I still have a daily, I have a phone that I keep everything in. I also have a daily planner. And I'll put in, like, I didn't do it today, tomorrow and Sunday exercise. So I put it into, no, I'm going to do it. The days I'm going to do it.
I just found out my friend has a watch like I do, and she says, oh, there's an app in there that you can, every 2 hours it tells you, move your body. And I go, you know what? It really, for those of us who are too lame to just think of it, there are all kinds of ways you can meet your goal. But
it's taking small steps.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
taking it, by the. I mean, it's not like looking at a big vision and saying, "What do you want for your business?" and having that desired outcome. I call it. But then, how are you going to get there?
Yeah.
What are the steps you're going to take? Whether it's diet, whether it's exercise, what do you want to do to help your business this year?
Right, or take a class or learn something.
Exactly.
But I think the problem is, I think what you should do is when you're creating your goal is like, is this too big for me? Am I going to overwhelm myself? And if you are, break it down a little bit more. And then evaluate. And then the next week, if you find, oh, you know what, I didn't quite make that mark, break it down some more.
Right, it's not beating yourself up.
Yeah,
it's not small steps. And I work with clients because they look at like a Mount Everest, which is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's huge. But if they pull little molehills, then it's not overwhelming and they can do it.
Right.
So if for January, I mean, hypothetically, you want to work out 3 times a week. Okay, that's January. You can do week by week. Or I want to lose 2 pounds in January. It's measurable if you figure out how to do it. Not like, oh my God, I got to lose 15 pounds in a week.
Yeah. So I can fit into the dress for my reunion.
Right.
Not going to happen.
Right. Exactly.
Not going to happen.
So it's change is about small changes. Nobody's asking for big changes.
Small changes, and keep moving. It's like keep moving. Even if you picture Mount Everest, which is a great metaphor, and just imagine you're carving steps into Mount Everest to make it so much easier. And even if you go back a step or two, their steps are there. Exactly. Just keep it moving. Yeah.
I use it because my friend climbed Mount Everest.
Yeah, Vivian, right?
Mm-hmm. He did. Yeah. And he climbed every other mountain summit, and then he did Everest. Quite a challenge, but most of us, 99% of us, aren't qualified. So I use that because it's daunting, it's overwhelming. People get that.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you break it down, or you have the little steps, along the way, it's digestible.
You could start with, I'm going to go to the park where Everest is. And then it's like, then I'm going to maybe go 4 steps. Whatever, because you're going forward and you're moving and you're headed towards your direction.
Small steps create big changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
are you the one who used to have the longest journey begins with in your signature, the longest journey begins with one step?
No, that wasn't me.
That was somebody else. I love that session. That saying. Yeah. It's like, one step is the way we do it, one at a time, one at a time.
One last little quote: It is in the midst of change we often discover wings we never knew we had.
Exactly.
Which is great.
We're back to opportunities. We're back to, I'm going to use the forbidden word. Did you fail? Did you fail at something? Fantastic. What did you learn? What can you learn?
Right.
What can you do over? Welcome, embrace failures. What is that formula 409? Simply means that there were 408 formulas that the guy tried when he was making his cleaning solution that didn't work. 409 was the winner.
Oh,
and he did. Yeah, did you know that?
No,
yeah.
No.
And so it's like, where did that
weird.
stupid name come from?
Wow.
He had 408 failures, but he's still on the market with his 409. So you got to embrace it and say, look at the opportunities. True. Look at the opportunities and say, what can I do with this?
Yeah, and CTI always, I remember what they said, there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback.
Yeah, yeah.
So everyone fails, and if you don't fail, then you're not taking risks. You're not doing what you need to do.
And there's another quote that's all over Facebook. It's like, I either win or I learn. There is no losing.
Oh, wow.
And isn't that cool?
Great.
So that kind of says it too. It's like, no losing, just I win or I learn. So it's like, so we're going to wish you a year of whatever glorious opportunities. Make your goals, find out how you get there, embrace your not successful changes, and go for it. And we're going to keep coming back and talking about change.
Coaches creating change. Terry Yoffe, wishing you a wonderful new year.
And a happy decade.
Thank you.